There's nothing like having friends in warm places hanging out at Westcolang Lake as we check out a fun winter sport, ice fishing. The day was a balmy 14 degrees, and the wind across the lake added to that Arctic chill. We spotted our crew out on the ice and headed over for our first contact to see what this ice fishing thing is all about.
I'm out here at Westcolang Lake. I've been ice fishing here, probably 35 years. We try to get out at least every weekend. Each person's allowed to have 5 tip-ups. Reason why we do it, just something else to do in the winter. So that's the reason why. We're out here just to have a good time, laugh, have a couple drinks, and if we catch fish, that's a bonus.
Since we were new to this, we asked the team to show us how they set things up in hopes of catching what's beneath the ice.
So this is just an Eskimo propane auger.
Technology. Now we have a regular ice skimmer. This is for the bait. Maybe he's going to get a skimmer. You take the ice out.
We just call this a scoop. Cleans your holes out. Also, it'll measure the thickness of your ice. Currently, we have about 9.5 inches of ice right here. Plenty of ice. We try to go out on 4 inches, 4+ inches.
They used to have like a regular guide at one time. They always said like 1.5 inches, 2 inches for a man, 3 or 4 inches for like a snowmobile, and then it gets up to that 7 to 8 to 10 inches for actually an automobile.
Here we're using 20-pound test. Braided line with a steel leader.
This is a sounder, they call it a sounder. You put that on the line, you drop it down and hit the bottom. When you hit the bottom, you pull back up again, and then you set that depth that you have. It's 10 feet, 8 feet, whatever it might be. And then you hook your bait on, onto it, and you drop it down. Your button goes onto your reel. That's your depth off. This way, every time you get a fish or a bite, you know where to put it back with that little button. That's where you put it on the reel, so that's your depth in. What I do a lot, most of the guys do, the little dorsal fin that's on the bait fish, it sticks up, you put that right in behind that, by that dorsal fin, and you hook them in, and you always hook them. My dad always used to tell me, he used to take them and put them through the scale with the scales on a fish. You put the scales the same way the scales run, and you hook the hook in that, and you put the hook to hold it, and that helps. The scales actually holds it from wearing a hole through it when it's down just swimming for a long period of time. If you get it down too far, and I see how lively he is yet, wiggling, that means the hook is in the right spot. If you go too far deep, you'll kill him. You hit their backbone and you'll kill them. But you got to be in that fatty part of the meat. So this way they keep swimming for you, and that's what you want. That's why they call it live bait, because you want that swimming around when a big fish comes and grabs it. Better the bait, better chance of getting a fish. A little bit of luck will get somebody to maybe grab that guy.
That's all there is to setting up a tip-up.
That's it. Then it's a waiting game. More or less.
So the bait is set and the tip-ups are ready. Now what do you do while you wait?
Well, we come out here and we put a bunch of tip-ups in the water, bait them up, wait for them to go up, stand around, we talk, we eat, we have fun, and well, you get a flag up and you send the kids to go get it. It's more about the kids. Get the kids out, get them out of the house, let them have fun, let them learn how things work, and they like to fish.
As the kids check out a flag, we ask about the other fun things to do on the ice.
I like coming out here. It's just fun to hang out, catch fish, and just have a good time. Riding snowmobiles all over. It's just a great time.
In addition to riding the snowmobiles, there's loads of food for this winter picnic. Lots of standing around, a little frisbee with your favorite canine, a little downtime before some sledding action, and of course, a few fishing fables about the one that got away. Oh, and did I mention more food? And needless to say, we had to ask about the many ways to keep warm while you're out on the ice.
It's really warm. I got like 4 different types of pants on and my insulated muck boots, and keeps me nice and warm.
And if you get too cold, there's nothing like a quick lounge in the pop-up tent to toast your toes. As we packed up to head home, a nor'easter rolled in, and the snowflakes came with it. We hope you enjoyed as we wrap up another epic adventure in the Pocono Mountains.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Collins with Davis R. Chant Realtors. With over 50 years of serving the Lake Wallenpaupack region, Chant Realtors sells more homes by volume than any other realtor in the area. The Lake Wallenpaupack area is an attractive place to live because of its low taxes, great school districts, and beautiful scenery. Agents at Davis R. Chant Realtors have an extensive knowledge of the local market and experience with everyone from first-time home buyers to experienced investors. Chant uses a variety of print media, billboards, open houses, and national websites to promote properties and reach buyers. We work with sellers to put together a thoughtful but aggressive market plan tailored to each home individually. Here at Chant, we know that working together and providing channels of communication and feedback is important for the best outcome when selling your home. We provide a unique feature called Seller's Dashboard to our sellers, which allow you to view up-to-the-minute online information about your home, including how it is being marketed, how often it is being shown, and notes from agents and buyers. If you are ready to relocate, upgrade, downsize, or know anyone who is considering the Lake region, please stop by or call Davis R. Chant Realtors at 570-226-4518 or visit us online at chantre.com.
i2 Print is your premium printing service for all your professional printing needs. We'll help you throughout the printing process from design to distribution. With bookbinding abilities, we'll be able to help you get the word out or promote your business with branded assets and products. i2 Print offers top quality print products at competitive prices with quick turnaround and fast delivery. From business cards, large format posters, brochures, and wrap cards to annual reports, i2 Print can print everything you need to promote your product, service, and business. With the best printing technology available today, we live up to our tag: service, speed, and success. Choose i2 Print for your next printing project.
Living an active outdoor lifestyle is why many people choose to locate in the Pocono Mountains. Staying healthy and fit allows you to take full advantage of all the activities and events the Poconos has to offer. Over the summer months, there's so much to do outdoors, staying fit is easier. But when the temperatures plummet, finding the motivation to exercise indoors can be challenging. Before the pandemic, your daily routine may have included going to the gym to lift weights, doing some cardio, or taking a fitness class. To keep the public safe during COVID-19, many gyms were closed temporarily. This is creating a renewed interest in at-home fitness. In this segment, we'll provide a few tips on how to read nutrition labels to analyze the food that you eat. Next month, we'll take a look at 10 exercises that you can do at home to stay in shape and how your food choices may affect your workout. Each month, we'll look at ways to maintain or improve your health and share our journey as we work together towards better health. There are 4 main components to healthy living: diet, exercise, lifestyle, and a positive attitude. While eating a self-prepared, whole food, plant-based diet is the best way to achieve better health, this may not always be possible due to work time constraints, logistics, and other challenges. We're going to show you a few quick nutrition label tips so that you can begin making healthier food decisions today. You are probably already aware that the 3 main building blocks of a healthy diet are fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. As a general guideline, some nutritionists and trainers recommend eating foods containing less than 20% fat. Making small changes to your lifestyle can have a big impact on your health. Being aware of how much fat, carbohydrates, and proteins is in the foods that you eat is a good start. In our example, we'll look at a nutrition label for one of the healthier brands of potato chips. There's one thing to know before we begin. Fat contains approximately 9 calories per gram, while carbohydrates and proteins contain about 4 calories per gram. Based on the label, the total fat is listed as 9%. That does not refer to the percentage of fat in the food itself. This is 9% of the recommended daily value of fat. For a healthy adult, according to the MayoClinic.org, fat should account for between 20 and 35% of your daily calories. For example, if you eat 2,000 calories a day, between 400 and 700 calories should be from fat. The 9% shown here refers to 9% of the 20 to 35% of the daily calories that should come from fat. You can see quickly how these labels can be confusing for shoppers. It makes it difficult to compare one product to another. The solution is to simply calculate the percentage of fat calories per serving that a food contains. Going back to our label, we have 7 grams of fat, and we know that each gram of fat contains 9 calories. Multiply the 7 grams of fat by 9 calories, making the calories of fat in one serving 63. To convert that to a percentage, divide 63 by 140 calories per serving, giving you a value of 0.45. Multiply 0.45 by 100, and that gives you the percentage of fat calories per serving size, which in this case is 45% fat. In each 1 ounce serving, about 15 chips, the percentage of calories from fat is 45. Next, let's look at the carbohydrates. We see that these potato chips contain 17 grams of carbohydrates. Each gram of carbohydrates contains about 4 calories. To calculate the percentage of carbohydrates in a serving of potato chips, multiply 17 grams by 4 calories, which equals 68 calories from carbohydrates, divided by 140 total calories, which is 0.49. To convert to a percentage, multiply by 100, and the total percentage of calories from carbohydrates is around 49%. The same is true for proteins. Multiply 2 grams of protein by 4 calories per gram, which equals 8 calories of protein. Divide by 140 the total number of calories, and you get 0.057. Convert to a percentage by multiplying by 100, and the percentage of protein calories per serving is about 5.7. So these potato chips are approximately 45% fat, 49% carbohydrates, and 5.7% protein. This method will give you approximate values to compare the percentage of fats, carbohydrates, and proteins in foods so that you can make better choices. Out of curiosity, We did a quick comparison of 80% lean ground beef using nutrition data from the United States Department of Agriculture with the nutrition labels of 2 plant-based burgers websites to determine how plant-based compared to animal meat options. First, we looked at the ground beef. Based on the USDA data, ground beef contains 71% fat, 0 carbohydrates, and 27% protein. One plant-based burger was 62.3% fat, 7.7% carbohydrates, and 30.8% protein. The other was 52.5% fat, 15% carbohydrates, and 31.7% protein. Before comparing the 3 options, we expected the plant-based options to be lower in fat, and it was our belief that the ground beef would be higher in protein per serving, but the plant-based options were slightly higher. The biggest advantage of plant-based over animal-based burgers is that the plant-based products produce 90% less greenhouse gases, require 46% less energy, 99% less water, and uses 93% less land, according to a University of Michigan study. Here's our challenge to you. Take an hour and go through your pantry, use a calculator or download an app, and compare the nutritional value of what you eat every day. The information you learn may change your life. It might help you make smart food choices and help you understand the relationship between the food you eat, exercise, and your health. Please consult your doctor or nutritionist before you make any changes to your diet or exercise program that could affect your health. This information is provided to help you make good food choices based on your lifestyle or specific goals. Leave us a comment on YouTube, and we look forward to hearing from you about your experience. The Sterling Business and Technology Park is currently divided into 23 lots ranging in size from 3 to 30 acres. Each lot in the park is KOZ certified for companies that qualify. The Sterling Business and Technology Park is perfectly located just off Exit 17 on Interstate 84 in northeastern Pennsylvania, just under 2 hours from New York City. If you would like to explore locating your business at Sterling Business and Technology Park, visit sterlingbusinesspark.com.
So, you want to know what this whole Freedom Boat Club thing is all about? Simply put, we're a club that makes boating, well, simple. Here's how it works. You join the club, you pay a one-time membership fee, and then monthly dues from there on out. And instantly, you get access to a fleet of boats. As a member, their entire fleet is at your disposal. All those things you imagine boating to be suddenly become reality. When you're done, you simply head back to the dock where the boat club staff will be waiting. Leave the boat with them, and that's it.
Coming up, a moment in Pocono Mountains history. The Great Pocono Frog Rush started in the late 1890s. Areas known as Frog Town, Frog Valley, Frog Glen, Frog Lake, and Frog Pond sprung up around the Commonwealth. From 1890 to around 1910, local Pocono Mountain newspapers carried stories about the frog culture or frog farming and the money that could be made by raising these slippery little hoppers and selling them to hotels and restaurants in Chicago and New York City. A dozen large frog legs would sell for about $5 in the 1800s, which would be equivalent to $143 today. Frog farming was considered a wealth-generating business, with successful ventures providing $50,000 a year in profit, or an equivalent of $1,669,705 today, according to officialdata.org. The possibility of these profits are what fueled the Great Pocono Frog Rush. The lucrative business, imitating its counterparts in France, started in the United States due to the popularity of French cuisine in the larger metro areas across America. Entrepreneurs were reported to have started frog farms in the Pocono Mountains. All you needed to get started were large bullfrogs and land with a stream to feed several fenced-in ponds for them to live in. The process for raising frogs was fairly straightforward. A frog farmer maintained a number of full-grown frogs for breeding stock and fed them pieces of beef liver every 2 weeks by hand using a stick with a short string attached to it. If you didn't feed them, the full-grown frogs would eat the smaller frogs. After the frogs lay their eggs, thousands of tadpoles hatch and grow in the ponds. Once the frogs are large enough, they are caught at night using a lantern and packed alive in crates or barrels and shipped to hotels and restaurants. Raising frogs in the Poconos wasn't an easy task. Frog farmers had to fence in the property to prevent the frogs from leaving, as well as to keep predators from getting in. Snakes and other animals relied on frogs as a major part of their diet. There were so many rattlesnakes in the Pocono Mountains that bounties were paid for each one killed, and the local papers carried stories of heroic battles between man and monster rattlers. Birds of prey, such as eagles and hawks, also feasted on frogs, and farms became an easy source of food for these winged predators. Restaurants like Delmonico's in New York City featured frog legs on the menu. The preferred dish was often a frog legs provincial or grilled frog saddle. Frog legs were also featured at better hotels during their holiday meals. The demand for frogs as food became so great that Pennsylvania had to establish a bullfrog hunting season that ran from July 1st to November 1st each year. Several large bullfrogs were caught every year. The largest bullfrog caught in northeastern Pennsylvania was by Wilkes-Barre and was rumored to weigh 7.5 pounds. It was predicted at the time that frog legs would become as popular as chicken and found in every market across the country. In the early 1900s, the Pennsylvania Department of Fisheries offered more than 300,000 young bullies to farmers throughout the state for stocking of ponds, lakes, and streams. In the late 1890s, frogs were the inspiration for everything from music to art to a number of activities, including races for the fastest frog, contests for the highest jumping frog, and many other events. One of the yearly events held at the Hotel Faucher in Milford was a game of great skill called the Frog Championship. It involved a metal frog perched on a trunk, with contestants throwing small metal discs representing flies into its mouth from a distance of 30 feet. The best players could land hundreds of flies in the frog's mouth. In 1905, Pennsylvania received national attention for its innovation in frog culture and was considered one of the nation's pioneers in the field. It was also noted that the demand worldwide exceeded the supply of frogs raised on these small farms. Frogs were also in high demand for scientific research, dissection, and as weather forecasters. To predict the weather, a frog was placed in a half-filled jar of water with a frog ladder in it. Depending on where the frog would sit on the ladder determined the coming weather. Local papers also carried numbers of stories about frogs found in coal mines deep underground in the area. It was rumored that frogs were freed from lumps of coal, stones, frozen blocks of ice, and other substances, often coming back to life. In 1907, due to overfishing, Pennsylvania had to change the fish laws to protect certain species of fish by prohibiting the sale of bass, pickerel, perch under a certain size, and brook trout. Using poison or dynamite for fishing was also made illegal. In the following years, laws were enacted and changed to prevent fish, turtles, and frogs from being overharvested and vanishing from the waters of the Commonwealth. And the Great Pocono Frog Rush faded from the pages of the local newspapers.
We wanted to feature some of the wonderful photographers who capture the essence of the Pocono Mountains, from as far south as Jim Thorpe to the northern end here on the upper Delaware River. It's a beautiful time of year no matter what what time of year, winter, spring, summer, or fall. And those photographers are able to capture those images, upload them to social media, and as the saying goes, the best camera you have is the one on you. Matt Cannon has been pointing his Nikon on the Poconos for a few years now, capturing the region's beauty, including here along the Lehigh River. And Andrea Killam, another professional photographer, has been going the distance for amazing views, including here along the Delaware River. Both are among the many of us who share images of the Pocono Mountains with the world via social media, Instagram, and others.
The Poconos offer really a great dynamic elevation change. You could be at 400 feet in 1 minute, and an hour later, you're 1,500 feet. There's great change and gives photography a lot of depth. So the light hits really well, casting across valleys, and it's just beautiful to be up here.
Cannon, whose handle is @MattsFocus, took us on a shoot along the Lehigh River near Jim Thorpe. He only started photography a few years ago and now is making a living doing it. But it's more than just that. It's a love for the subject matter, whether it's skyscrapers in the Big Apple or downtown Jim Thorpe, a favorite of Matt's to shoot. Just recently, the @Pocono Tourism Instagram account featured Matt's work, and followers showed their love in return.
Jim Thorpe is, I think, really an eclectic, cool, it's not something you would expect to find in the northeastern area of Pennsylvania. And it's really charming. I love just how intimate that little main street of town is.
Andrea Killam has the same love for the Delaware here on her friend's Sylvania Tree Farm near Lackawaxen. Not only has she taken stunning images like these, she's also done work for some iconic Pocono resorts.
We do have beautiful historical destination locations like Skytop Lodge, where I've been fortunate enough to shoot, and the lodge at Woodlock.
And Killam helps make them stand out. She also aims to help people by telling their stories through still images.
I try to share positive, beautiful things. I think that we're all inundated with enough of the opposite every day. And certainly I hear a lot of positive feedback from people that they appreciate it, and it's like a respite for the eyes. And Instagram for me has helped get my work out there.
For both photographers and countless others, the Poconos is an ideal focus for their lenses, and encourage everyone else to get out and take photos no matter what you use.
In this area, there are endless opportunities to get strong photos, whether you're a pro or a hobbyist.
Taking photographs, but giving a whole lot more back to all of us. Make sure you tag YesPMVB on any of those photos you want shared. Again, that's hashtag YesPMVB. Jim Hamill for the Pocono Television Network.
Tune in to Wally Life every Monday at 9 p.m. on Blue Ridge Communications Channel 13 for the latest in life around Lake Wallenpaupack.